All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Just Google It podcast, where we pretty much just Google shit. How'd you like that?
I like Google.
With me is my trusty co-host, who might not ever be co-host again.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Snow Drizzle? Snow White?
What's happening?
Or just...
Yeah, I could be a host, for real.
All right.
ESPN.
You
The Jump.
Did you watch that at all today? Were you paying attention to what was going on?
Didn't you see me next to Thibs? I was his right-hand man. I was feeding him the answers.
I did not see you next to Tibbs. Sorry.
Thibs was on there.
I know he was on there. I was watching it. I was just curious if you were watching it. So you're up to date then, right?
Yeah.
You know what happened?
Thibs is everywhere. So those guys just like he got done coaching and now he's on to the next thing already.
I like how every time they ask him stuff, he was like avoiding it because he was like, I don't know if I can answer that. They were trying to see if he tried to get Markelle Fultz in the Jimmy Butler trade, and he wouldn't say anything.
That's who weren't they trying to? They were trying to get Ben Simmons though, right?
I think they were trying to get a lot of people, but essentially, I think Rachel Nichols just asked him like if they were considering trying to get him involved in the trade, and he wouldn't answer it.
Rachel Nichols, I don't know if I like so much. She's whatever. She's my least favorite on that show.
For all the NBA fans that are listening to this and like her, I apologize. That's his opinion, not mine.
She's like decent looking. If she's gonna be on there, she's gotta be hot.
Well, it's her or Brian Windhorst that you got to look at, so you pick.
Brian Windhorst. I mean, I'm not into guys, so he can be on there all he wants.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's got some intel. I don't think she's got much intel.
Okay, sure. He's got the intel too. All right, so.
But first.
Okay.
If we would have got Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
You know who else would have been in Minneapolis?
Kendall Jenner.
Kendall Jenner would have been there.
Yeah, he messed it up though.
Oh, I don't know how accurate the fumble is.
No, that's true. That's true.
I don't know what sources are reliable nowadays.
But either way, okay,
I know we're reliable, but that's...
For context, both of us are Timberwolves fans, just so people know that when he says our team, if we would have got Simmons.
We're humble, we don't lie. We're loyal fans to the day we die.
Yes.
Exactly.
Except we're originally from Wisconsin, and the Bucks are the best team in the East right now, so we might favor them a little bit. Well, not favor them, but we might cheer for them. At least I might. Not over the Timberwolves, but Timberwolves won't even be in the playoffs in the West, so.
I don't know. There isn't really much of a rivalry between Milwaukee and Minnesota, so.
They actually.
NBA.
Well, actually.
It's not really rivalries in the NBA. Some guys just get like beasts once in a while.
True. So, while we're on the topic of Timberwolves, I will quickly just address the Timberwolves did not make any moves at the trade deadline. Are you surprised at all?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, there was no. Were they involved in any? Were they in talks with any trades, or were they trying to get Anthony Davis or anything?
I don't know. I don't think they're trying to get Davis. I heard they were trying to make some trades though, and we obviously didn't make any, but it's not much of a surprise. I don't think.
Yeah, wait, do we have no, that's the Packers who got the new GM. We must have one because we got rid of Tibbs.
Yeah, Tibbs was the president of basketball operations. Yeah, I think they hired a new GM, or they had an interim guy. I don't even remember who, but that's why I'm not surprised they didn't make a move because their GM's so new.
He's too afraid to make moves.
Exactly.
Just got in there.
So, then you brought up the other topic in Anthony Davis. Are you surprised he didn't get traded?
Yeah, it was all... They weren't budging.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know what they're...
Do you think they're actually thinking about trading him or not?
They just... Who was the other team that wanted, like, a ton of stuff for somebody? That didn't go through.
What do you mean?
There's some other... That's, like, the new thing now is to, like, demand, like, a ton of stuff to get...
I think that was just Davis. I can't think of anybody else. Maybe Conley? The Grizzlies wanted a lot for Conley. But anyways, we'll stay on Davis for now.
What do you think they're gonna do this summer with him?
With Davis?
Why did they hold on to him until the summer?
I think it's because
He's gonna be a free agent, right? Do they get to like sign him?
No. So no, he's not a free agent. He's got one more year. He's got next year too on his
Oh, he
contract.
does?
Yeah. So
this is his last year.
So if people would have acquired him before the trade deadline today, they would have had him for this year's playoffs. This would have been the benefit. So now teams lost out on that. They won't have him for this year's playoffs, but they'll trade it for him in the offseason, and they'll get him for all of next year plus next year's playoffs or whatever. So the Pelicans, I think, held off because they're going to have teams like the Celtics calling and maybe offering Tatum, who they think could be like an all-NBA guy, like a better than an all-star.
But don't you remember that Anthony Davis' dad was like saying,
Yeah.
I don't want my son going there.
Yes, but they've opened up a little bit. I think either way, Davis probably wants to go to LA, but he doesn't really have much of a choice of where he gets traded, and I think there will be teams that are interested in him this summer, and that'll drive the price up. And the biggest thing they were saying is the Lakers deal is still going to be there over the summer, and then all the lottery picks will be in place, so the Pelicans will probably be able to choose much better who they're trading for in case like the Knicks wanted to get in and would be willing to trade like the number 1 overall pick or something. So once the lottery is all shaken up, then the Pelicans will have a bit more control.
That trade was like equal to the DeMarcus Cousins trade.
Which trade?
And like a Kevin Garnett. Well, not even. I think
Which trade?
Kevin Garnett trade was, I think, whack. We just got a bunch of
that was a bad trade.
Scrubs.
Yeah.
I don't think we got anybody out of it.
No, he didn't.
I mean, maybe at that time we thought some guys would amount to something.
What trade are you referring to right now?
Well, when the DeMarcus Cousins trade went through,
Yes.
I thought they were all like they were saying, oh, the Kings get like an F for what they just did.
And it turns out to be
like,
alright.
He's like the best center in the league, yada yada yada.
It still wasn't a great trade, but it was not too bad.
I thought a lot of those guys could amount to something.
Yeah, Buddy Hield's been good. The Kings have been great since.
I forget who else
just getting rid of Cousins was enough because honestly they've been playing really well.
And that guy's like, man, I mean, he's working out the Warriors, but I think you get him in the wrong. If it's not ideal, like perfect for him, he's gonna be barking and crying.
Yeah, did you know the Kings right now are ninth in the West? Ninth in the West. They're better than the Wolves right now. They're 28 and 26.
Doesn't really surprise me.
So yeah. So I mean, I think it worked out pretty well for them. Cousins was pretty toxic for their team, and they moved on from him. I don't think they got the most for him, but anyways, what do you think about the deal that the Lakers offered the Pelicans? So do you think that was enough or too?
You think the Lakers offer was more than what it was better than the Kings Pelicans offer?
Yeah. I feel like that was the best package offered by a team for anybody in a while, honestly. Brandon Ingram was, a number 2 overall pick? Lonzo Ball was a number 2 overall pick?
Ingram was in that trade?
Yeah. The trade was Lonzo.
Ingram, Kuzma, Lonzo.
Yep. The entire trade by the end of it was Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Ivica Zubac, who I'm missing.
Zubac wasn't in that one.
Yeah, he was. In the final one, he was. It was all the players and then 2 first rounders.
I'm just thinking Zubac because he got traded.
He did.
That one I don't know what the Lakers are doing.
They were going to trade everybody to get Davis. Well, it's because they were going to get all the buyout guys, and then at the end of the year, they're just going to sign a whole bunch of other guys. Like they want a big 3.
There's some things I probably don't understand about it.
But yeah,
Magic and is so headstrong getting LeBron what he wants, and he's like, oh yeah, you want Anthony Davis?
Exactly.
Davis is the guy.
But the Pelicans would have had that young core plus, I think it was 2 first-round picks. But I mean, I feel like that's 3 starters and 2 rotation players, and they already have a decent number of players around.
I honestly don't think any player's worth that many guys. I don't care if it's freaking.
Oh really?
LeBron
So you think that would have been a better
James
trade?
Jordan.
You think that would have been better for the Pelicans?
I would take more of those players. I guess the only thing with that I was hearing was they're gonna be they're like on their rookie contracts or whatever.
That's a
and
good
the
thing.
Guys that are gonna be whoever like starts shining out of those guys that they send is gonna want like a big contract.
Yeah, probably. But if they're worth that, then the Pelicans have the first shot at them, and then they would have the opportunity to offer them the Supermax or whatever. So, like, when you have control over those players, you have the ability to offer them millions of dollars more than any other team can.
But not all those guys are going to want the Supermax. Some of the you could potentially get all those guys to stay there.
No, but exactly. But either way, if one or two of those guys turn out, your team has exclusive rights to offer that player more money than anybody else. So it's like, it makes them want to stay. It's an incentive to make them want to stay, but the NBA, the players are kind of getting around it because they're requesting trades to other teams so they can still re-sign that contract, which is stupid. Yeah. I mean, it's not stupid. I guess players are getting their way too, but they're like bending the rules.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think that was a good package. I think that would have helped the Pelicans a lot. They would have had tons of first-round picks.
And
they just got 4 second-round picks and stuff.
And they could have just gone on with their next stage of their team.
Exactly. So now they got Davis, who's going to be on their team for the rest of this year, and he doesn't want to be there. And the players probably don't want him to be there anymore either. And now the Lakers are all torn up because their players are all upset that they were going to get traded. Do you see the Pacers chants against the Lakers?
Yeah, that was that was a good chant. That was a good idea.
LeBron's going to trade you.
Yeah, I don't like how.
That's hilarious.
I mean, LeBron is the best player now, but he shouldn't be like.
I know, but it was just hilarious that the fans are chanting that the players.
I mean, it is true. He's making all the freaking decisions.
I know. It's hilarious, though. It's like there's a GM, there's a coach, there's ownership, and they're like everybody knows that LeBron controls everything.
LeBron's all of it.
He did it in Cleveland. Now he goes
to
LA,
monopoly.
like the biggest team in NBA. Well, second or third biggest, but like, he can just control whatever team he wants to. That's insane. Like, just thinking of that he can control the roster of whatever teams he goes to. I understand him doing it in Cleveland, but it's amazing that he can do it in LA.
But yeah, he's standing by Anthony Davis' side to like be able to do that, where you can like talk and be like, I want out of here. Right. Which I think is fine. I don't know if he should like get fined for it.
Yeah, well, publicly saying it, I could see that.
I guess, maybe, but...
Yeah, and I mean, $50,000 to Anthony Davis
is not
a lot.
You can... Yeah, I guess it kind of hurts the team, but...
I think they fined his agent,
then I think LeBron is... I'm not sure exactly, but it sounds like he's, like, doesn't agree that the... what was I going to say? The contract... I lost what I was going to say. Fuck.
You want me to wait for you, or do you want to move on?
Yo, let me get this out.
All right.
I lose my train of thought sometimes.
I'll just shut up for now.
But the team can have them. Fuck it.
You talking about how LeBron was talking about Harrison Barnes getting traded mid-game?
Oh, it's the team. The team can hold on. I don't fucking know what I was going to say.
The team can trade a player at any moment, but the player doesn't have the option to do the same thing or something? No. That's one of the things that came out of it, is that organizations can go ahead and like trade players mid-game or whenever they feel like, whatever's best for them, but then players don't really have that same opportunity to do whatever's best for them. Rather than when they can't request trades and move whenever they want to, like organizations can.
I think I was basically saying that the team can end up like, even though the player wants to leave, they can just like hold on to him and not grant like their request.
Right. Yeah.
And it's because they're under contract with them.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. The organization has control of the contract, but the player doesn't.
That was happening like with Le'Veon Bell. Like that's the Steelers are using that because we're like, we signed him this deal, he's got to abide by it.
Well, I mean, kind of. And at the same time, Carmelo and Kevin Garnett, they both had like no trade clauses in their contracts, and that's not as common anymore. But typically now, the big NBA stars like LeBron and KD and stuff, they're signing just 1-year deals, so they have that right no matter what. They could tell their team, trade me or I'll walk at the end of this year anyways, or they could just walk at the end of the year in free agency. But like before, you'd sign 5-year deals, and then you'd have 3 years left on them, and if you wanted to go somewhere, you have to request a trade, but then the organization has that right over you. Mm-hmm. And I guess you could choose not to play like Carson Palmer did in football, but that's really uncommon to do that. But yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the trade that didn't happen.
It's a tricky situation.
the very first trade that did happen that made
This is
waves.
why rules get added more and more.
Yeah, they're gonna. I have a feeling
works.
they're gonna do something this summer about how players can handle their contracts and stuff. After all of this mess, there's got to be something the NBA is gonna do. Adam Silver's a good commissioner. He'll figure something out. Because I don't think it's good for the league either way. Like, I think players should have a little bit more control, but the way they're, like, doing this loophole thing and getting fined for all this, I don't think that's going to fly for very long.
Well, I mean, it's probably a good price, though, because, I mean, $50,000, these guys, I mean, especially the
I think
top
that was
players.
I think that was to the agent. I don't remember how much Davis got fined. But I know the agent got fined because he's the one who publicly said something. And Anthony Davis, I don't think, technically said anything
he's
public.
LeBron James, agent Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
making,
He's making plenty of money.
whoever's getting fined in their corner is...
I get that. I get that argument that, like, it's pennies to them, but still, $50,000 is a lot of money. All right.
50,000. That's like your salary for most people. Well,
I thought you were saying specifically my salary. I was about to get like, why are we discussing my specific salary? Anyways, so the Anthony Davis trade didn't happen. I'm not surprised. A lot of people aren't surprised. But the trade that did happen, that was kind of came up on everybody, was Porzingis. What do you think about that trade?
Porzingis, the Knicks are doing what they need to do. They open up like cap space and all this shit, aren't they?
So yeah, and so this I believe is slightly different because Porzingis, his contract I believe was up at the end of this year, but he was going to likely sign his big like extension of the rookie contract. So like he could have decided to walk, or I think his option was to sign like a $7 million option for 1 year, and that would have just been like stupid. I forgot exactly how it worked out, but either way, Kristaps was like probably going to find a way out at the end of this year anyways. So they didn't have as much leverage as like Davis has with the whole contract year next year. So they kind of had to trade him, and the haul they got I thought was pretty good from Dallas. But I think Porzingis and Doncic is amazing as well, and they got rid of Barnes to free up that salary cap space as well. So they've got some money to play with, and they got Doncic and Porzingis for the future. Doncic is 19, Porzingis is 22, so I think both teams did pretty well in that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's a risk too. Porzingis hasn't been healthy much at all.
What are the Knicks gonna like? How much room? How many like big name guys are they gonna be able to get this summer?
They've got enough room for two.
My other question on top of that is who's available this summer?
A lot of people.
Is Kevin Durant available this summer?
So what people think is the Knicks are going to be going for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are both going to be free agents. They both kind of want to go to New York. I think it's hometown for one of them. I think it's Durant. Maybe Kyrie. I forgot who.
I think Durant's from like...
Yeah, so it's Kyrie's hometown then.
South. I think he's like Oklahoma.
But they're thinking those two guys are going to want to team up in New York because Durant won't want to play in Golden State anymore. He's had a lot of beef with Draymond, and he's already won his championships, and he won't get as much attention there now. So he might want to get some more attention, team up with Kyrie in New York, and kind of put on a show for New York. I could see it happening. But there's also guys like, who else is a free agent? Well, I know there's a lot of people that are like not superstar level, but like Chris Middleton and stuff will be a free agent. Good. Kemba Walker.
You know who is a free agent?
Who?
Henry Ellenson.
Oh, is he actually?
Big time.
Well, that's going to be a waste of everyone's time if we start talking about Henry.
I had to give a shout out. Because, yeah, I think I heard that KD and Kyrie want to play with him. Like, that would be the big three.
I think if the Knicks get the first overall pick and get Zion, then that'll be a reason for people to want to play.
No one wants the Knicks getting the first pick.
I know. I don't even. I mean, the Knicks have been so bad for so long, though. I mean, they need something to go their way.
Gosh, and I hated them when they had Melo too. I wish he was still there so I could just hate him.
He doesn't play anywhere now, so it's easier to hate.
Well, he'll be back. Hopefully, he goes to the Lakers, and I can. But then, I'm like split on the Lakers. I wish they would have got rid of all those guys, and then Melo would have came. So it would be Melo, Davis, and LeBron, and then I just hate on them.
It still could be. They actually said that's one of his leading candidates is go to LA.
No, I know, but I would still kind of like him because I like
gotcha.
Lonzo and Kuzma, and I like Zubac. Now he's gone. Zubac was.
That was a weird trade. That was a really weird trade.
I thought Zubac was he was like one of the shining players, and I was watching him.
Yeah, he was playing really well. I don't know what that was about.
I feel like it had nothing to do with talent. It had to do something with the financial side of it.
I don't know. He's like, I think
he's still Muscala is not. He's nothing. Statistic-wise, I never really watched him play.
Jabari Bird, is he still playing? I didn't know he was playing.
Who's Jabari Bird?
Never mind.
Is he a white guy? No, Jabari. I'm just thinking Larry Bird.
Ah, you dummy.
There's another Bird out there that's, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, so the Clippers deal with Zubac. This was weird.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they got Beasley, too.
Yeah, so Zubac and Beasley for Mike Muscala. Like, what the
well,
heck?
I think the Clippers got.
I thought Zubac
Clippers
was good.
got. I don't know if it's contracts or whatever, but Clippers got the better deal.
I thought it was something. I thought it had maybe something to do with Beasley like yelling at Luke Walton because they're like, we're not getting along, so maybe they had to like dump. They like had to give him Zubac just so they would take Beasley away. I don't know. Or I feel like you just cut the guy at that point. I have no idea. I didn't think Mike Muscala was any good.
I guess he gets to stay in LA. So good for both of those guys. For all three of those guys.
But I don't get who thinks Mike Muscala is better than Zubac. And Zubac is way younger and like has shown promise and is probably cheaper right now. I bet Muscala makes like $8 million a year. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe it's an expiring contract, so they have more money this summer. I don't get it. Anywho.
But the big thing, I was just thinking about this last night of what teams are going to be there come playoff time and come like going for the title.
This year?
Yeah, I just don't think there's very many shooters. They're saying how they always say the West is so strong, but
the West is strong.
I think it's deep. I just think it's deep.
East is pretty.
I don't
strong.
think it's stronger.
Yeah, it's deep, but I would for sure agree with you that the East is on the come up.
I think this is the easiest road that the Warriors are going to have to get to the finals.
Really? So they got, well, yeah, that's true. The Nuggets are second in the West right now, 37-17. They've been playing well. Thunder,
they're probably. I haven't really watched them. They're probably just all around, just like play well together, like the Celtics did last year.
You know what I'm surprised is the Rockets are fifth in the West right now. They're 32-22. They got off to a terrible start, and they're doing really well. That's surprising to me. And the Spurs and Jazz and Clippers.
They started off really well. They've been doing bad lately.
They started the season pretty bad. They've been doing better lately. They're 32-22. That's a good record.
I've never been too confident with Chris Paul teams.
But yeah, East and West are pretty like. I mean, the Nets are 6th in the East. That's crazy to me. Hornets are 7th. Heat are 8th. I mean, yeah. Once you're past the top 4 or 5 teams in the East, even the Pacers are top 5. Pacers are number 4 right now.
No one will touch the Warriors.
Well,
let's see. I think. I don't know. However it works out, it's going to be
Nuggets, Thunder, Blazers, Rockets. The Rockets.
Yeah, I think
Harden's going to give them a run.
It's not going to be Rockets. I think it's in the Western Conference Finals. It's going to be Warriors and Blazers.
Yeah, it could be. It could be their year. Blazers made some moves, didn't they?
I think it was kind of smaller moves. I saw Swanigan and.
Oh yeah, the trades. Yeah.
They got that Scal
for Swanigan. That's right. But McGrady thinks the Blazers are gonna try to sign Carmelo. That was on the special too.
Oh yeah, he was liking that. I don't know.
I could see that. I could see that. They're a playoff team. They could definitely use his offense. Like if he wants to make a good playoff run.
I realize how I've watched like one of their games and I was like, they're a lot deeper than I thought. They got a lot of talent there.
Trailblazers.
Yeah, it's surprising.
They've been a good team for a while. They've been kind of like a sneaky good team.
I think they've slowly been just adding guys and keeping a lot of them or something. I don't know.
They're like the Wizards, but they've done it a lot better. The Wizards have fallen off where the Blazers.
Yeah, Wizards, John Wall and Bradley Beal.
They seemed like they were just like the same kind of caliber of team, and then the Blazers just went up and the Wizards went down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now John Wall, he's game over.
For now. That's going to hurt him a lot, though. It's going to hurt his quickness.
Well, he's gonna be out 2 years now. He won't come back next year.
2 full years?
Well, they said recovery time was like, what was it, 11 to 13 months or something.
Okay.
Or something like that. He's not gonna come back.
So let's move on to a couple other ones. We haven't covered half the trades, but we'll cover the big ones. So the next important one was Tobias Harris to the Sixers.
Tobias Harris to the Sixers.
Are you familiar with that one?
Yeah, refresh my memory.
I'll see if I can find the exact
I know it happened, but I can't remember who was all involved.
It was picks mainly. So it was the 2021 Heat first round pick, which is unprotected, which is the biggest piece in there.
That's 2 years from now?
I think so. But it's like unprotected, and if the Heat are bad and it could be like a top 5 pick or whatever, it's completely unprotected. So no matter what, it goes to that team. So that pick's been bounced around a lot.
Huh.
Because it's valued pretty heavily.
That's a team that's just kind of hovering around the middle of the league. So
yeah. Right. So like, and once Wade's gone and stuff, they could go down. They just traded Tyler.
You don't really
Johnson.
know where it's going to end up, so I think that's why teams don't really care about it.
Yes. Okay. So Tobias Harris.
Because who knows? LeBron might just show up in a couple of years and be there.
It doesn't say who was all involved. It was mainly the pick. It was like Wilson Chandler, and then the Shamet guy or whatever his name is. The guy that drafted in the first round. It was
wait. So the first rounder was
it was two first rounders.
2021.
It was two first rounders. Yeah, and one was for 21. Why can't I?
Was there any for this year's draft?
I'll check. For some reason, it's not on my screen anymore. It was.
I actually the trade I didn't really like. I thought the Timberwolves, when they made that deal where they got rid of Butler and got Saric, I liked that trade, but because I like Saric when he was playing for Philadelphia, but now when he's on the Timberwolves, no one ever seems like they have interest in playing for the Timberwolves.
This is a good page. Oh no one will. At least we were able to re-sign like guys that we draft though. Like Rubio re-signed, Towns re-signed, Wiggins re-signed. That's been pretty good.
I think like the big name guys that should be carrying don't really. I mean, like Karl-Anthony Towns cares to a certain extent. I think like he gives it.
Okay, I found.
But half the time, I feel like he's just going for his stats.
Yeah, Towns goes for his stats, and Wiggins doesn't care enough. We'll never win anything with those two. I like our team, but we'll never win anything with those two as our core pieces.
Wiggins, he's the guy, but he's all.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care enough. When he turns it on and he's like actually into it and trying, and he goes aggressive and dunks over people, he's great. But he never does it. Anywho, we don't need to talk about the Wolves all day. We can do that some other time.
You know, the
Tobias trade was Tobias Harris, Boban, and Mike Scott for Landry Shamet. He was their first round pick. He's a shooter. Wilson Chandler, Mike Muscala, 2020 first round pick, 2021 first round Miami pick, 2021 second round pick, 2023 second round pick. So there's 4 picks. 2 were in the first round, 2020 Sixers first round, and then that Miami pick. That's the one people think is going to be good. So 2021, if the Heat are bad, the Sixers get their pick no matter what, and they're recouping it. Or the Sixers gave up that pick to the Clippers, so the Clippers got that now, and then they recouped later.
76ers got Boban and the main guy
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris.
And Mike Scott, who's going to be a rotation guy for him. He's pretty good. He's not, like, really good, but he's a rotation guy.
But he's decent.
Yeah, he'll get minutes.
I thought...
And Boban's going to help them a ton. He's going to be a big body in there, like, to back up Embiid. And if Embiid gets hurt or anything...
Yeah, I thought... I don't know. I don't think they used him to... I thought they were doing...
He was doing well.
Quite a bit in the beginning of the
He was doing well in the Clippers. He was pretty good. He's for sure a rotational guy. So Tobias Harris is a superstar. He's a max contract player. He's probably going to get a max contract.
I think Boban was kind of like a Hassan Whiteside in a way, like just super lengthy and tall, and just needed to like get some muscle or something.
Boban? He's huge.
Yeah. No, I mean like I think he needed to just develop a little bit, like Hassan Whiteside did, and they both had the height and both of them had the height and the length.
Dude, he's seven.
I think Boban will be a beast.
7'3" with a 7'10" wingspan. He's 300 pounds, so he's not as big as like Shaq was, but.
I thought Timothy Mozgov was actually going to turn out to be something.
Yeah, Boban's better, but yeah, Boban's like 30. He's 30 years old, so he's taken a long time to develop.
Oh.
He hasn't been playing for a while because
what was Boban doing the entire time?
He just wasn't good enough. He had to develop his skills. He was playing elsewhere, but like he wasn't good enough for the NBA for a while. I remember that he's 30.
Do you know what Boban's doing?
What do you mean? What he's doing?
Like outside of basketball?
No, what's he doing?
He's in the John Wick 3 movie.
Oh God, I'm excited. That'll be amazing.
Yeah, that makes me want to see it even more.
Okay, let's see.
I'll just be like, I don't even really remember. I remember the first one kind of, but once I see I just want to see the third one, and then I just can't wait till Boban makes his appearance, and then I'll be all excited, and then everybody else will be like, who is he?
Yeah, who's that big guy?
How do you know him?
Basketball. All right, moving on. So the other kind of big thing that happened was the Bucks got Mirotic. They originally traded Thon Maker for Stanley Johnson, and then flipped Stanley Johnson and Jason Smith in a second round picks that they got for Mirotic.
The team that did. 76ers did pretty good, I think.
But the Bucks added Nikola Mirotic, and the only thing they gave up was Thon Maker, who wasn't playing. Like they gave up Thon Maker, Jason Smith, and a couple second rounders.
Stanley Johnson.
Well, Stanley Johnson is what they directly got for Thon Maker. I'm saying their team before the trade deadline, they had Thon Maker on their team and not Stanley Johnson.
Oh, I see.
And then, so technically they traded Thon Maker, a couple picks, and Jason Smith, and got Nikola Mirotic. So they didn't trade anybody who was important to the rotation, and they added somebody. So the price was low.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just make a three-way trade?
That's technically what they did, because the trade didn't go through. The Thon Maker for Stanley Johnson, it was proposed and it wasn't finalized yet until that other trade went through. So they kind of knew they were going to trade him. So technically it actually was a 3-team trade. But it was agreed to earlier, if that makes sense. When it was agreed to and when it went through are two different things.
I think the Eastern Conference Finals is going to be the game to watch this year.
You're just jumping all over the place, aren't you?
Okay, well, the other... I mean, we're talking about the Bucks, and I think they're going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
So, okay, the other thing is why the other trade, Ryan Anderson went to the Heat for Tyler Johnson and Wayne Ellington. They're going to buy out Wayne Ellington's contract, so they wanted Tyler Johnson over Ryan Anderson.
Because Ryan Anderson, I guess, is washed up because he's only averaging like 3 a game.
Tyler Johnson's got a huge contract too, though. Tyler Johnson makes like $22 million next year.
He's balling. He's got it made.
Bobby Portis, Jabari Parker, and a 2023 second-round pick went to Wizards for Otto Porter.
I think the Wizards are just a mess.
Yeah, the Wizards, they're giving up right now. They should have traded Beal, but oh well. They can probably trade him later. I don't know. Maybe his contract is up. I don't know how that works.
They're screwed now that John Wall's done for.
They're going in on Jabari. Let's see how that works out for him. The Rockets got
they're taking these weird risks, and it's not going to pay off.
The Rockets got Iman Shumpert, Nick Stauskas, Wade Baldwin, who eventually got traded away again. So they pretty much got Shumpert. Cavs got Brandon Knight, Marquise Chris, 2019 first-round pick. Lottery protected. It's the Rockets pick, so it's going to be pretty low. And the Kings got Alec Burks, so it was a 3-team trade. I don't know. I feel like whatever. The Rockets really tried. They did try, but I don't know if it went. I don't know.
Rockets, who do they have now? Anybody notable that's going to...
They got Iman Shumpert.
Ooh. I like my man Iman.
Okay. Sure. And then the Kings got Harrison Barnes for Zach Randolph, Justin Jackson. So Zach Randolph is just dead contract. Justin Jackson makes like $3 million a year.
I think the Kings are going to be the squad.
The Kings are kind of going in right now.
I've liked the Kings.
Solid. Like De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, Marvin Bagley.
They were young, but they're progressing.
They're doing well.
They're my team to watch as the years go on, and they're turning into that.
Yeah, they've been doing good things. I think Vlade Divac's done a pretty good job. I think they could have got more for Cousins, but other than that, they've done pretty well.
How come Vlade Divac isn't the recruiter of foreign players, and now all of a sudden Mark Cuban thinks he is?
Mark Cuban's like, I want the international team. They like straight up told Harrison Barnes that too. They're like, we want international players. I'd be pissed.
But
he's rich. He can do what he wants.
Is that really going to be the thing that?
Yeah, he wants foreign players. I think he's going to go after more foreign players. I think he likes the foreign market. Doncic is like killing it, like with overseas attention.
Are Americans going to want to see that?
We got all the Lithuanians watching him too because Porzingis is there.
Oh, he's trying to make it international.
He is, yeah. I mean, he's like, it worked so well with Dirk for so long. Let's just get them all here, and they can play together for the next 20 years, ish, 15 years probably.
Speaking of Dirk, that's like that's the best move. Everything comes off of his move, the fadeaway.
Yeah.
The fadeaway is like...
Fadeaway 7-foot jump shot where he puts the ball over his head. He can't block it.
I mean, not anybody. I mean, if there is a height event... Like, you can be pretty short and do a fadeaway and get it over significantly taller defenders.
Mm-hmm.
If you get that separation.
Mm-hmm.
And now the modern-day fadeaway is the step back.
The James Harden step back.
James Harden step back. That's an OP move.
It is.
Gotta be
Gotta
be a shooter though.
I don't really like the way James Harden plays, but that's
fade away. You don't have to be a shooter as much. That's a post move.
Well, think about the fadeaway, and the people who do it is they just get to their spot, and it doesn't matter if there's a hand in their face. They could make it with muscle memory. They just know exactly where the basket is. Like they could close their eyes every time and still shoot it the same. It's crazy.
I know how that is. I can't shoot to save my life, but the fadeaway is that's the move that anybody can do.
All right, the Raptors got Marcus Gasol. The Grizzlies got Jonas Valanciunas, DeLon Wright, CJ Miles, and a 2024 second-round pick. So, future trash.
I'm pulling for the Raptors.
Yeah, you want
whoever they get.
Think Marcus Gasol is going to make a difference? Good trade.
Because they got Marcus Gasol.
Valanciunas and Marcus Gasol I thought were pretty they're different players, but they're gonna fill a lot of the same role. Valanciunas is probably Marcus Gasol is a good defender, isn't he?
I think Marcus.
Valanciunas is a really good physical center. Like he's really good at defending and he's good at physically on the offensive end of the post. But Marcus Gasol, I think, is
Mark and Paul Gasol
more
got
skill.
Game.
He's just a bit more.
Personally, Paul Gasol don't got game.
Mark's a bit more skilled. Jonas Valanciunas is a bit stronger and more raw, but still good player.
Marcus Gasol is old though. He's he's gonna be.
I know. I would say it's soon, but they're going in right now. I mean, they got quiet this year. They just won this playoffs. So
I was just saying in the long term.
Yeah, for sure. Good trade both teams.
I don't know. I'd really hope that if Kawhi does leave, he doesn't go to the Lakers.
They think he's going to go to the Clippers, but we'll see.
I just don't want to go to Lakers. Don't join the enemy.
The Nets got Greg Monroe in a second-round pick for future considerations, which means nothing.
Where was the Moose playing, anyways?
Raptors, apparently. Oh, yeah, I remember that. He's in the Raptors.
I have vague memories of that.
So they're probably just clearing roster space. Yeah, that's literally just a roster space move for the Raptors. Now they got a space for free agents, for the buyouts. It's literally all that is. They don't want Greg Monroe. They want a buyout guy. And then the last trade was Fultz going to the Magic.
Oh man,
Jonathan Simmons,
I
2020
really want
first rounder and a future second rounder.
You know how much I'm pulling for Markelle Fultz to turn it around.
Why is shots so weird?
No, it got messed up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're never the 76ers will never live down that trade.
I feel for him so much. It's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, I mean, on top of all that, it was the Philly fans that he went to play on. Like, if you go anywhere else, there's a little bit more patience, but like the Philly fans don't have patience. Like if you suck right away, they're gonna let you know it, and it's gonna get in your head. So like that was just a bad situation for him all around. Yeah. I'm not giving him a break because he did suck, but like they let him have it. He just doesn't look like he cares.
Did he though? He wasn't terrible.
He didn't look like he cares. He looked way better at Washington than he did in Philadelphia.
Well, that's because his shot just was like.
The competition he was playing against then versus the NBA is so much different, and then he just wasn't ready for that change. He can still play. He's got a shot. He's got to fix his jump shot. He really has to fix his jump shot. Otherwise, he's Michael Carter Williams.
It's a hard thing to like.
Yeah.
And you got something going on like that, I feel like it's going to be a long haul for him.
It is, and the Sixers weren't ready for it. But they got a first round pick out of that. The Sixers did.
One second. Yeah. I don't know. The good thing is like everybody. He's number one overall pick. Then now the Magic. He's like their number one concern right now.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be putting all their marbles into helping him out. I think it'll work out for him.
Yeah, it might.
I really hope so. Yeah,
I hope he turns around too. I hope I don't know. I kind of like seeing Philadelphia get heat for that because they messed it up bad.
I really don't think they messed them up in.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They've been searching for a good 3-point shooter for a while, and think of what Jason Tatum is. He's that and more. Like Jason Tatum would have been perfect for them. They just didn't. They were scared to draft him because they had Simmons, and they thought Simmons had to play like a 3 or 4. But Simmons legit just plays.
I don't agree that. I don't think. I mean, Markelle Fultz. I mean, I don't know if he should have been the number one pick.
They had to trade.
They thought he was at the time. He probably was.
They had to trade Tatum and a first round pick. Tatum and a first round pick for Fultz. A first rounder.
Yeah, it's too much. I hate when
to go up one.
I don't even care.
Or 2 picks.
They get your guy.
They went from 3 to 1, so they went up 2 picks. But like, the Celtics got a first round pick and the best player in that draft.
You just have to be content on.
Danny Ainge is the man.
You're the guy you're gonna get, or hopefully you get the guy you want.
Yeah, like I'm on this side of the spectrum where you trade back and still get a guy.
Oh yeah, all day.
Danny Ainge getting a first round pick and Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Danny Ainge, he's killer.
He is.
He knows how to do it.
He's been doing it for a while.
If I'm sitting on NBA 2K making deals, I'm doing it like Danny Ainge does.
Well, and then you got picks that you might not even want to use, but you could use as leverage to get guys like Kyrie. Like they're a great team that has assets to get more guys. He's so good at like keeping assets.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal. And the Sixers just, oh man.
But now he's got a bad reputation for just dumping Isaiah Thomas.
Well, he dumped him. He got Kyrie Irving in the deal. Isaiah Thomas has clearly been a deadbeat ever since that. Like he knew.
Oh. Well,
they could have had. Thomas could have gone back and re-signed. He signed for the Nuggets for like $5 million. He could have gone back to the Celtics.
It was a smart. I mean, say everything. I guess. Say everything was on the up and up, like he was actually like healthy and everything. I would not have liked it, but apparently Ainge knew more about it. Like he was hurt then, was he hurt? Did he get hurt in Cleveland?
He was hurt. He was hurt then. He was hurt before.
And they allowed that.
It was off-season.
They allowed that trade to go. Wasn't that kind of an issue that they were gonna not allow that trade to go?
Yeah. Well, they Cleveland said they wanted more value for it because they didn't know how bad it was. Once they did a physical on him or something, and they said like, "Oh, it's worse than we thought it was, so we need more back," and they gave him like a second-round pick, and they were okay with it or something. I feel like Kyrie Irving went for like nothing. That was such a steal. Went for Jay Crowder, Isaiah Thomas, a pick or whatever. The pick, I guess, ended up getting Sexton, right? The pick was Sexton. So
I saw like a YouTube headline that was saying it was like top 10 pick or trades that ruined the NBA, and there was a picture of Kyrie. There was a picture of Kyrie. There was a picture of Vince Carter.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I don't even know what the Vince Carter trade was. I wonder what that was.
From Toronto, I think.
KG might have been. Oh, for a year or whatever. Was it just one? I think they just won one ring, but still. Didn't they go from being some scrub team to being like the best team though?
Who did?
Celtics.
10 trades that ruined players' careers. Is that it?
No, 10 trades that ruined the NBA.
That's what I searched and I haven't found anything.
But anyways, because weren't the Celtics really terrible? Or not really terrible. They were in
rebuilding. And wait, what time frame are you talking about? When they made what trade?
When they made the Kevin Garnett trade.
They were, I believe, consistently like a first-round playoff team, and they would always lose. So, they couldn't get over the hump, and then they got Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett.
That's literally the Timberwolves. Well, not really.
No, we're not. We're not good enough for that.
Timberwolves, we thought we were getting to that point, but apparently they backtracked.
So when Jimmy Butler was healthy, the Timberwolves were like the second best team in the West, which is crazy.
Second team?
Yeah,
best
so
team?
they had the second best record in the West while Jimmy Butler was healthy. So like we were doing fine, and then Butler was just like, I don't think we're doing good enough, so I want out. Like I don't like Jimmy Butler anymore.
Yeah,
the baby.
I don't know.
He's causing problems with the Sixers too.
Let me think about this. Do I think they're the second best team, regardless of the record-wise, when they had Jimmy Butler? I mean, I don't really think there's that many. The Rockets were good last year.
No, but I mean, like maybe not, but they were a player away. Maybe, like with Butler, Wiggins, Towns, and say we stumbled into a guy like Kyrie Irving or Mike Conley or something. They would have been a great team. They would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
They might not have won the West, but they would have given people a run for their money. Like, it would have been interesting. But then Butler just ran out of patience, I guess. I don't know.
It's just drama.
You don't like Towns and Wiggins and whatever, but like, suck it up. You're on a contract.
Well, wasn't one of the big things that they were having issues was because what's his nuts? Jimmy Butler slept with Towns' girlfriend.
I never heard that.
I think that was a legitimate thing.
Seriously?
That might have been like a fumble thing too. I don't know how.
I actually never heard that, so I don't know if it's true, but take your word for it.
I mean, it was headlines. They were talking about it. It wasn't no D'Angelo Russell snitching on Nick Young. But yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Well, D'Angelo Russell finally. He's. I mean, I hate the whole snitching thing. Like.
Yeah, well, D'Angelo Russell was like 19 years old, so whatever. Give him a break.
Yeah, like, I mean, you shouldn't be doing that in the first place.
I get it, but he was 20.
I mean, if I was like them, I'd be doing that probably. But
oh my God.
I mean, but yeah. Because of this whole thing, I don't like that shit. Like with, especially when it comes to like 6ix9ine now. Like he basically said like all that happened, so he could save his ass.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, oh, he didn't stick by the G code and yada yada yada.
Why are we, I don't want to talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine.
You're gonna be quiet and not rat out anybody. You're gonna go to life or prison, like 25 to life or some shit.
Yeah, I'm not down for that. I might rat someone out. I don't want to go to prison for life, especially because, well, I think like in his case though, like he wasn't doing anything anymore. He was affiliated with the gang that was doing stuff, so he just spilled the beans pretty much.
They need to change.
Like he would have had to taken a fall for something he didn't do.
They need to change the G code to the name it the R code, retarded code.
Okay, thanks, Luke. Thanks for.
This is stupid.
Anywho,
Snoop Dogg, I can like when I see Snoop Dogg and him talking, he's like, I'll think like I agree with a ton of the shit he says when he's talking like on, but then he gets talking too much and he's talking about 6ix9ine not sticking by the code and all that, and that's when I lose it with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I watch way too much celebrity
Yes,
shit.
you do. Yeah, you do.
I'll be getting in the inside of all these celebrities' lives.
And
I know I should be. Yeah.
you're getting very off track now.
Well, you know, when things are said, then it spurs like other ideas, and
I get that,
but
I mean,
it's good to expand out.
But really, Snoop Dogg and Tekashi 6ix9ine, that's a little far.
I had to bring him up.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
He's my guy.
Well, are there any things actually regarding NBA trades or the rest of the NBA season that you want to talk about? Or are you just all about getting off topic?
No, I mean, the one thing, I don't know, I was thinking a lot about, we kind of already discussed this.
You want to make official playoff predictions?
Yeah, that's what I was basically thinking about who's going to be able to make it. And the Warriors got the easy road. And like what other team can put up with them in the West? There's nobody.
Thunder could give them a run. I think Thunder Rockets are going to be tough in the playoffs. And then
I don't think so.
The Jazz don't have it, I don't think. Spurs.
Yeah,
I don't think Spurs have it either. Spurs could be okay, I guess. I don't know. I agree with you. The Warriors going to roll through everybody, but like I'm trying to think of who can give them a chance or who's going to be in the finals with them. You know, like maybe Thunder.
I mean, everybody in Wisconsin is saying the Bucks going to be there.
I'm going to guess it's going to be the Thunder this year in the Western Conference Finals. Thunder and Warriors. My prediction.
It's going to be the 2-1 seed in the finals?
No, I could see this. I could see the Sixers making a run this year at it.
Oh, that's my other team. See, there's
East?
3 teams in the East. Compared to the West, there's 1 team.
I think the Raptors could pull. Yeah, I mean Bucks, Raptors, Celtics. The East is strong this year compared to the West. Bucks, Raptors, Celtics, Pacers, Sixers.
Anybody that's gonna hear this, they'd be, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I mean, see, but like after
Oh
the
no,
Sixers,
I actually agree though.
Yeah, but then after the Sixers,
the West
Nets,
is
Hornets,
deep.
Heat, it's just trash. After that, it's trash. But the West has like a lot of solid teams. The depth is there.
Well, the depth, but they're not like elite.
Yeah, like I mean, Lakers if they made it, Kings, Clippers, Jazz, Spurs, Rockets, they're all solid teams. But in the East, after the top 5 teams, it's trash. But the top 5 teams are solid. Sixers, Pacers, Celtics, Raptors,
You know how good the 76ers would be if would have been the number 1 pick, like that they thought he was going to be?
Yeah, do you know how good they'd be if they would have drafted Tatum and not given up a first-round pick that they could have used to trade for somebody else?
What happened to that first-round pick? What year is that going to be?
I think it's this upcoming year's Sixers pick, so it hasn't been used yet.
It's going to be a bad pick anyways.
Maybe.
Like most guys that go, there's only a few guys that make it, and it's usually just those like top 10 guys. Not that slim, but once it starts getting back there, it's like second round. You never really hear too many second rounders.
I'll see what pick it is. So trade number 1. Philadelphia will hold the number 1 pick for 2nd straight year. Boston gets the number 3 pick plus either a first rounder in 2018 and 2019 if the Los Angeles Lakers hold a pick between number 2 and 5, which they did. They had Ball. Oh wait, next season. I'm confused. Boston gets that one. If not, Philadelphia will send Boston either its own first rounder in 2019 or Sacramento's first rounder. So it looks like it's going to be either Boston's or Sacramento's first rounder this year. So like middle of the pack towards the end of the round. First round.
Did you say Boston or Sacramento?
Yeah, and Sacramento's doing pretty well.
So that
Sacramento's
not going to be like
ninth.
that won't be that great of a pick.
They're
then.
9th. Then it's not even going to be a lottery pick. Or yeah, it would be a lottery pick, but a really low one.
All right. I know I keep branching out on different topics.
Oh God.
No, this is still relevant.
Mm-hmm.
It was always relevant. But when it comes to, do you like the lottery scheme overall?
I like how they just changed it.
Do you think the NBA has the best? Like, I mean, every other league I think is just put in order from worst record to best record.
It is, yeah.
I mean, I think that's. I was like, that's probably too much. I know they're gonna they want to have balance and all.
I know.
But I was like, I was gonna be like, why can't the Warriors have a chance at the first pick, even if it's like.
So you like the lottery?
I like the
you
lottery.
wanted to expand it. I disagree with you. I don't like the lottery as much. I think it's fine, but like, let people tank. If they're gonna purposely lose games to get a good player that's gonna change their franchise, then sure, whatever.
I'll never forget those teams that do that.
But you know what sucks? When a team barely misses the playoffs and they somehow wind up with the first overall pick, or Cleveland winds up with the first overall pick 3 years in a row. That's what sucks. That's what the lottery does.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think there should be a lottery for I don't know if it should just be the top 3. I guess
I don't think there should be a lottery period. Maybe if there were a format with lottery, I would agree with that more so, because I don't like when teams jump from like the 14th pick to the first, and it's happened before where it's like the 11th team got the first overall pick. And that's just not cool.
The Wolves, and they were the highest percentage they got. They got Cat.
I know, but they only jumped up like 2 spots.
I'm trying to think who the Wolves passed up. Or I mean, who was the second pick in that draft?
Of Towns?
Wasn't another big?
Okafor.
Was it?
Or Russell? It was Russell, then Okafor, then.
Okay.
Then Porzingis. What year was that? 2016.
Well, looking at it now, would you with Porzingis?
Oh no, 2016 is Ben Simmons. Does that make it 2015 or 2017? 2015, right? Yep, Carl. Okay, there we go. I would have gone Towns. Yeah, when Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, Jahlil Okafor, that was a huge mistake over Porzingis. But then after that, Mario Hezonja, Willie Cauley-Stein, Emmanuel Mudiay, Stanley Johnson, Frank Kaminsky, Frank the Tank. I was actually thinking he was going to get traded.
Wait, Frank didn't even get traded. Man,
I thought he was
he's
going to get traded. Yeah. Justice Winslow went 10. Miles Turner went 11. That was pretty good. Trey Lyles, Devin Booker went 13. So Devin Booker could have gone probably should have gone top 5. Orlando took Mario Hezonja over Devin Booker. And Philadelphia took Jahlil Okafor over all of them. That's terrible, man.
I think I was playing with Mario Hezonja on
Terry Rozier, 16 to Boston. Sam Decker, 18 to Houston. There you go. Tyus Jones, 24th.
Wow. I think a lot when you look at
Montrezl Harrell, he's had a good year. He went in the second round.
When you're thinking about drafting up a guy's brother, I think you have to look at a lot at the older brother of how he's doing.
Hey, Takoto got drafted. I didn't know that.
Huh?
Takoto got drafted. I didn't realize that.
Who was that? Dakota?
JP Takoto.
Oh, yeah, he did. I think he's like in the D League, or my bad, the G League.
Sucks. The year after that. This is interesting. 2016. Now we're going down a rabbit hole. Ben Simmons, number 1. Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, Dragon Bender, Chris Dunn. You know what we should do? The next one of these we should do like redrafts, or like we should rate the picks of the draft, or just go through these. Because we could go on forever on that.
Anthony Bennett draft is the worst.
Oh, Anthony Bennett draft. 2013, Anthony Bennett, then Victor Oladipo, Otto Porter, Cody Zeller, Alex Len, Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore.
Oladipo should have been number 1.
That wasn't really a good draft, though. Steven Adams at 12, that was pretty good. Giannis at 15.
I thought...
Oh, man. Giannis at 15. These are the players that got drafted before Giannis. Shabazz Muhammad, to none other than Utah/Minnesota.
Well, the thing is, I mean, we didn't know nothing about Giannis.
No, but he was 6'11" and athletic. He was coordinated. You gotta. Wow.
I was actually excited about the draft because we got Shabazz and Gorgie.
Yeah, but hindsight. This is who got drafted before Giannis: Shabazz, Olynyk, Steven Adams, Michael Carter-Williams, C.J. McCollum, Trey Burke, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Ben McLemore, Nerlens Noel, Alex Len, Cody Zeller went number 4, Otto Porter went 3, Oladipo, and Anthony Bennett. Anthony Bennett, not even in the league anymore. Anthony Bennett.
Because it's like these stupid things. Wait 1 second. Back. What we're discussing. Yeah, because these scouts and these guys, their knowledge.
Oh man, we just made it to an hour.
It's too late. Like their knowledge is stupid at the time of why we didn't draft these guys. You know, like the NFL saying, for the longest, the height of the quarterback matters. Like always too short to play. Yada yada.
NBA, your height matters a lot, especially if.
No, I'm not talking about height for the NBA. I'm talking about NFL quarterbacks height. Like if for Giannis, there's probably some stupid thing like that. Oh, this aspect of his game. No, we don't want him.
I know. I got you.
And
but 14 teams
and now,
Giannis.
Now if they were to go back, if they would have had this draft this year and Giannis was in it, they'd probably been all.
He would have been. Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Mistakes, yeah. If they did a draft now with all these guys, most of these guys wouldn't even get drafted. People would just say no thanks. Like there's so many like not good players in this draft.
Shabazz. That guy. He pops it. He pops it whenever he gets it.
There's a lot of guys in here that I would say I would not want on my team. They're so bad. It's crazy. Okay, anyways, that's an hour, so we should cut it off. I mean, we could always do another one if you want. We could do it later, but that was a full hour, so that's way more than we thought.
We got any final comments to wrap it up?
If you got any, go ahead.
You know, Kendall, I know your guy. I hope it's true that Ben Simmons did cheat on you. If that's the case, you can hit me up. Snow, Montana.
Just give your phone number. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, hit up the podcast and we'll get going.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna be a Kardashian.
That's not how it works.
Jenner.
All right.
Chris is gonna be my mommy.
Well, with that being said, this has been the Just Google It podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
Howdy.
See you later.